Welcome, PGF and grappling and jiu-jitsu and just wrestling and whatever you want, fans. A special thanks to Tim Freeman from Inside BJJ, who said he got here as soon as he could. I did give him and Rafa Sparza from the Grappling Hour, the Bullpen Live, their joint venture, a little bit of grief because I keep warning them, like, hey guys, don't run into my time. So they finished about like 10 minutes ago. So good on y'all. I greatly appreciate it. Obviously, always appreciate JB hopping in here. We're going to bring up a common thing that JB and me and our special guest tonight all might have in common. Maybe that should be some fun. Maybe that should be for you all fans, the watchers, to figure out what is the common thing between JB, Abe from Substats, and myself. And I just said it. Substats, Abe, CJ, don't give it away. So my producer, eldest son in there, trying to give it away. You secrets. It's not fair. So Abe from Substats, the man who's just like taken the Instagram by storm. The man, we'll get into it in a second, but a data analytics guy, an actual like super stats guy that is here to improve jiu-jitsu with hardcore numbers. I'm just saying, like, I'm here for it. Yeah, we'll talk more about details, etc. But right now, CJ, let's bring in Abe.
Hey, what's going on?
Abe Diaz, the man behind Substats, the data strangler. Watch out. It seems that, like, Sora can somehow get you right every time, but my face keeps changing. I guess I'm fungible, but you're unique.
I don't know what it is.
You just have the power of the computers. Like, many moons ago when I used to be an IT guy, I could wave my hand over a computer and make things happen. You still have that power. I apparently have lost my way with the force. But Abe, you've been putting out some amazing stuff. Just analysis of the qualifiers, and we get to that in a bit. Analysis of different jiu-jitsu competitors, showing what the analytics can really do. I mean, we're getting to the money ball type of stuff, and JB's already said we're the dynamic duo, and again, we'll get JB your impression there. You bet get to that in a few minutes, perhaps. But Abe, this is your origin story time for all the PGF etc. fans. Abe, what got you into jiu-jitsu and all this stuff?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for having me on the show. Really appreciate the opportunity. Talk about substats, data, jiu-jitsu, all that stuff. So my origin story, I did 2 years of wrestling in high school. I started in 10th grade. I was pretty mid at it, did okay for the most part. And then I did the Marine Corps. I did some grappling in the Marine Corps as well. They had some wrestling tournaments on base. I was actually a part of the Marine Corps Greco-Roman team for like 6 months. I was just like getting thrown around and beat up the whole time. So I didn't do anything, but it was still a pretty cool experience. And then from after that, I didn't step on the mats for like 5 or 6 years until I got out of the Marine Corps right before my 29th birthday. And then, I was just out of the Marine Corps. I put on some weight. I was pretty chubby, and I was like, man, I need to do something to get back. And then there was some close gym nearby, so I dropped in. I started grappling or wrestling again. And then a couple months after I started, I did my first competition, which is November of 2021, and I haven't done a competition at that point in like 10 years. So then I did that, and then I just like got hooked again. I got bit by that jiu-jitsu grappling bug, and then I just started looking at how do I want to improve? Like, I didn't just want to be one of those people that show up to class, rinse and repeat, and that's it, right? Till whenever you get promoted to their next belt. So then I just decided to start taking notes, like how I did in class, who I rolled with, what we learned. And then around the same time, I was in my first semester of my MBA. I got an MBA in finance from Nova Southeastern University. And in one of my classes, one of the weeks, I learned about data and analytics. And I was like, this is cool. What is this? Because at the time, I thought I wanted to be a financial advisor. And then I realized, yeah, I don't want to do this whole selling thing again because I had just got done doing a selling job as a recruiter in the Marines and I hated it. But I picked up a lot of good skills. And then once I learned about data and analytics and then I saw jujitsu, I was like, let me start analyzing my own data. So as I was like learning how to code, how to build reports, I was taking like my own grappling data and doing personal projects with them, putting them in portfolios to like talk to hiring managers and recruiters to get a job. And that actually worked a good bit for me. Like every job I've gotten out of the Marine Corps is because of LinkedIn and my data projects that I've done and expanded on. So then one of my coach in Florida, I asked him like, hey, what do you think about data and jiu-jitsu? Like, he's like, sounds like a great idea. You should do it. That's really what he said. He's a Marine as well. Shout out Drew down at A&M Jiu-Jitsu in Fort Lauderdale. So then I just started piecing together, like, what does this thing look like, analyzing data. So at the time I was like, all right, I want to see like how I'm doing offensively and defensively. And I want to give like a very rough draft of like how I did in each category and then an overall final analysis. And then I started doing everything all in Excel. And I was like, this is not going to be very fun if I want to, do this for the masses, right? Because what I noticed at the time is like, what do people sell in jiu-jitsu? So instructionals, private lessons, swag, supplements, so whatever. But I saw like no one was offering analyzing data for grapplers. Like we in jiu-jitsu, we spend a lot of time and a lot of money, and breaking our bodies to win $5 medals. Well, if you want to do that, right, use data and analytics to help you get better and, to suck less every day. That's what I say. Like I want to use data, suck less a little bit more every day. So that's how Substance was born. And, 4 years later, I'm still working a day job as a Power BI developer. I work for a government consulting firm where I build like, not $billion reports, but like, billions and millions of dollars. I'm like analyzing that data and then building out visualizations. Then I'll do subsets on the side. And yeah, so I'll stop right there.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Sorry, I like to talk.
No, it's good. I mean, I expect no less of a recruiter, amongst the core. Yeah, JB's in there as well. So I guess two questions for you. Besides being a recruiter, what was your initial MOS?
I did supply and administration. I didn't do anything cool or badass. I got a 34 on my ASVAB in high school, and the minimum threshold to get in is a 31. So it was pretty much like, hey, man, you're going to be a cook or supply. And I was like, well, I'll be supply. That sounds a lot more fun.
I had a Marine in my OCS platoon that was all-American JUCO wrestler, just a BA dude, could do like a jillion pull-ups and all kinds of stuff. And he wanted to be infantry all he could. And then he briefed some sort of operation order where he had a plan where he'd like pop out of like an AAV and shoulder launch a 60 Mike mortar. And allegedly that was what got him sent to supply. So I feel your pain. I mean, I've had some great supply folks as well. And JB's already self-identified himself as well now. You got a 40 on the ASVAB and went 0311. Congratulations, JB. You made it. So I guess maybe we should ask you and JB, because I've already put it per, the video. Bird Sienna for the smoky flavor is my favorite color. So, Abe, what's your favorite color of crayon?
My favorite color is gray. I don't know. I just like it. So I'd say the gray crayon. I don't know. It probably tastes pretty bland, but yeah.
He likes the gruel. He just embraces the suck that much.
JB has protein.
There you go. JB, feel free to put your favorite crayon color in there. So obviously, you started jiu-jitsu to get in shape, which is like really kind of cool because if you peel back the layers, that's why Brandon McCatherine, pardon me, and his wife decided to do martial arts. He was the youth pastor, and his wife's like, seems like you're eating a little too much pizza. Let's go do some martial arts or something. and then he just like took off on it. So it's a great story from Brandon. Um, a lot of people get a lot of great health benefits from jiu-jitsu, and obviously you saw that, right, Abe?
Oh yeah, I lost like I was like pretty fat, like a couple months after I got out of the Marine Corps. And then it was more so like the tangible benefits there, the health, and all that stuff is great, losing weight, getting stronger. But it was the intangible benefits that I realized I wanted more of, because like you're in the Marine Corps and like you're surrounded with people that have the same humor and mentality that you do, and then I didn't have that, and then I found jujitsu and I was like kind of similar.
All right, so I got seems like Abe has is it me? No, maybe it's our Wi-Fi or him. Who knows? We'll see. I'm getting hand signals from outside from the oh, he's out. So okay. We'll figure out add him back to the stream. We'll see what
Hello.
happens. There we go. There we
Yeah.
get it back. All right. So
All
every
right.
once in a while, both of us are former IT guys. You're actually an IT guy somewhat right now. We all know the answer is just restart. Just restart. It's all good. All good.
Yeah.
So no, I love it. The fact is, like, you got out, got a little fluffy, as they say. Like, you know what? I need to find some camaraderie. And honestly, to tell you the truth, that's one of the things, the best things about jiu-jitsu for me is that it's a camaraderie. It is that, like, we are such an open community. And then, I'm the weird old man on the 6 a.m. class just because after work is family, like shuttling kids around time, cooking food time. And so, like, I'm that guy that's always there. And no, navy blue. Ooh.
Does anyone call you Unc? I know that's the kids are calling people Unc nowadays.
Uh, Apparently the kids not only call my eldest, the senior in college football this year, they not only called him Unc, they called him Grandpa.
Oof.
Um, Kids don't call me Unc because then I smash the shit out of them. I cursed, but I'm a dirty wrist locker, and so I make you feel bad about yourself because I'll just grab a wrist and break it. So or not break it because they tap, but so it's a jujitsu's. I like to say about jujitsu is it's a meditation and motion situation because if I worry about okay, I got these bills, I got this other stuff going on. If I'm focused on that and not about you, my competitor, my opponent, it's a very self-correcting system because then I go to sleep. So
Yeah.
if they want to call me Unc, that is also a very self-correcting system, and then I will move them in producer strikes. Yeah. So
Well, yeah, I'm not really training now. I trained a little bit last night. I'm like 9 months out of ACL and meniscus surgery. It's called a double whammy. It's the medical term. So I'm just mostly in the weight room and doing light drilling when I can.
no, I mean that, and if somebody who's had 5 knee surgeries could tell you anything, just please listen to the doctors and listen, do everything they say because otherwise you'll just be signing yourself up for more. And
No, thank you.
yeah, I'm telling you, the knife set is not worth the multiple surgeries. It's not that good. So more importantly, you have taken Instagram somewhat by storm.
Really?
I would say, I mean, like you've blown away my numbers,
Thanks.
which like makes me grumpy and a little bit jealous. Um, so what are you doing? You said you were going to apply stats to jujitsu. How have you done that?
Yeah, so a couple different ways. My original, like, what I wanted to do is help individual grapplers, right, with their reports. But then I started thinking about different ways to help promotions and stuff. So another way, it's my buddy who runs his events up in Minnesota. His last event, what I was able to do for him was do all his matchmaking for him, which saved him and his team a bunch of time. I don't know how much time. I'm just gonna say a bunch. It saved them time. So, and then out of those 25 matches that I made, so how I did it is I analyzed all his historical events. So it was about 4 previous events. I analyzed all that data and then when you bring in like new registrations or new people, I made the matches that way. And out of those 25 matches, 16 were able to have predictions. And through that, I was able to predict 56 matches, 56% correct wins. So that's another way I want to be able to help like promoters abroad, because just like in the movie Moneyball, which I can watch that like almost every day. I just enjoy it so much. It's like you want to, like, you're using data to save you time, save you money, and so that's one way. And then so helping up individuals, events, promoters, grapplers, yes, and then with the PGF as well, I've been like cooking up with an AI agent having me do stuff with all the season's qualifier data. So pretty excited.
So I hear the unannounced fourth franchise might be, involving you in their draft strategy. Is this something you can confirm or deny?
I can't, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I would love to be a part of it if that little birdie is saying the right things.
Okay, so we call that glomerizing, and everyone can hit their AI and ask about glomerizing. You can neither confirm nor deny. It's a smart move. It's a good intel based thing. Kind of a smart move for a recruiter. Check. All right, y'all are sketchy.
Always.
Indeed. So, maybe take us through what you got for the PGF. I mean, you want to take us through some qualifier numbers?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, we'll start with the PGF numbers. So let me go through, make sure I share the right screen this time.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, let me know if you guys can see my screen.
There we go.
All right, so Brandon actually reached out to me on Thanksgiving of all days, and he liked one of my posts that I did about an individual grappler, and we got on like a quick 10-minute call, and I was just kind of like shocked. I was like, what the hell? So, and then he was just like, hey, here's our data, do something with it. So I sent him some reports, and then he told me to check out Google Anti-Gravity. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
No.
I'm something or another.
So Google Anti-Gravity, what that is, it's like an AI agent that you can pretty much like kind of write to like ChatGPT, but it does a lot of a lot more than ChatGPT. It can build out websites, all these other cool, crazy stuff. So what I was having Anti-Gravity do is like I wanted to build like a PGF dashboard for this season. So what I did is I got all the data from all the events, and I had it built out a leaderboard, and you can filter here these events. It kind of gives you the finishing methods. But the biggest part that I wanted to show was the draft analysis. You see the draft analysis good?
No, I see it fine.
Awesome.
I'm not sure I agree with it, but
Yeah. So still have to clean up a lot of this data a bit more in the back end, but I wanted to help the owners and or whoever the fans see like who is going to be ranked number one in the draft, right? Like who's going to be drafted number one. So what I have here is I had a rank
dinner.
Yep, I got him number one. Honestly, I think I need to go back and fix this because, in my opinion, I think if you have the most fast finishes, you should be number one. But we'll switch this up for Travis Haven once I get a moment. So I have all the qualifiers right here. I still need to add Derek, but then it gives you draft notes. So like as like someone like a coach for the team, I'm looking at the draft analysis. I want to see everyone's stats, everyone's data, and I want to see like a quick note. So here they all have pretty similar notes. It's like, I want elite finishers that finish that finish fast, right? Because PGF's all about fast finishes. And then here at the bottom here is a draft pool matchup matrix. So based on the data so far, for example, TV Dinner right here, he's going to have a 48% chance to win against Travis, 50% chance to win against Austin, and over 60% to beat the last two guys. And then if you go down here, it's the same thing. So Travis has a 52%, according to the data as it is right now, to beat TV Dinner, and then the rest of the data along the way right here.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the producer.
Yeah, no
He
worries. Yeah.
knows that we've all had these guys on the podcast.
Yeah. Any questions so far about this?
I mean, I guess, and so this goes a little bit with the PGF XP. So Brandon built the PGF XP model, and obviously we know that anyone that's like done any qualifiers in the PGF is weighed and calculated, etc. Like from certain movies, but
Yes. So here, I don't have the exact XP in this one. I wanted to show like our own little metrics. So
sure, no,
here,
that's fine. I was just saying, like,
yeah,
I was just thinking in my head, and TV dinner. I love you and the momager. Y'all good people. I'm not sure the competition that he faced in that first qualifier was the same, such as like Sam Schwartzfeld in that Pasadena qualifier. So how do we control for that?
yeah, no, that is a good question, right? That's a great question. So, there's a lot of things I can't really capture as far as who the competition is you're facing. Like I'd have to dive deep into like everyone's like individual profiles on Smooth Comp, and then do an analysis from that, which you can do later on. But just for the time being, I just took all the qualifier data and then just added it to my code. But that is a very good point because like the level of competition, each qualifier assume gets harder as time goes on. So how does that rate, like this event had 18 matches, this event had 30, you know how good were those guys in each of those qualifiers? It depends, you know.
No, gotcha. I mean, I guess it's essentially you're taking the quote unquote jujitsu math and making it real math. But even then, you need certain parameters, certain like the left and right lateral limits type of thing. I,
Yep.
I just think that once, and so maybe CJ, let's go back to just me and Nate for a second. CJ. Okay, there we go. Producer extraordinaire, my son, available. And so I just want to announce right now because I like what you're doing, and I want everyone to know that because I do the same thing. Qualifiers are just tough. There's so many dang people that you might not ever see again. So is the return on investment of like analyzing the time, is it worth it to you? Most likely not. Just to be very absolutely fair. Love you all. Qualifiers are great. Where I think your system's going to shine is during the season. Once we have that closed system, uh, 4 teams with 5 competitors piece, and you'll get some more just because of injuries, etc. But within that closed system, you're going to be gold. I think. You feel the same way?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the more data that I scrape, the more data that I can collect. It's more to analyze because right now I have like a pretty small like data set to work on because I think I don't think out of all the qualifiers they didn't go over 30 matches. The ones that I scraped that I collected so far. So like the more matches, more data. That's obviously going to be more can give you more accurate and different types of analysis.
And just to let every fan know, I mean, with the PGF, you have 30 matches a night, period. So you're getting a lot of data. I know at least one of the franchises that will be using your information a whole lot, and will be asking you a lot before the draft. I know this implicitly. I also know.
Dexter music.
Give a 20-year-old the controls, and but I guess the thing is, like, well, this is a peaceful transition. That being
very faint.
This has never happened before, Abe. So I'm going to jump on here while he's figuring his stuff out. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. Um, yeah, I think your tool is really cool. My first glance at it seems like a very quick baseline test that a lot of owners and fans can do to just catch up. But would you say that would be a good like firsthand use of it?
Yeah. So let me make sure I want to share again.
He's back. I'm going to go off.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Goodbye.
I swear to God, if it's the vacuum going on that's doing it, I'm gonna get upset. Can you hear me still?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. Here's the problem, guys. I do live with a whole family that have their own things going on, and it's lots of fun. So I guess here's the thing. I just wanted to say it real quick. Okay, I guess we're gonna go to that. All right. So here's the fun part. One, Abe, I believe you already agreed to. We will do a pre-draft analysis, kind of a pre-draft ranking with your numbers and my stuff as well. So everyone should be excited about that. We will have a pre-draft show where we'll rack and stack the 20 competitors. If you don't know already, folks, for the draft, there will be 20 competitors in the draft. There'll only be 12 spots, though, because every team gets 2 to come in. So we get 3 per 4, so that means 12. Math is not hard. So, 20 spots, 12 folks, 8 people will be remainder and will be perhaps the replacement and the free agents, pardon me. So just be excited about that. But also, Abe, I believe we both agreed to it when we were talking before, is that Abe during the season will be a constant contributor to the Egghead Scramble podcast. We will bring Abe on here. Obviously, I'll be there as I always am to see the matches. But even though I have eyewitness information, eyewitness testimony is flawed at best. So Abe will be able to break down the real numbers and tell us the stats of the Las Vegas Kings. What's their average points that they allow score to them? How good are they defensively on that type of stuff? I got a JB. You gotta take off your boots to do math because 311. I got it. It's okay. What else can we do with the numbers? We'll look at what happened the week before, and then we'll look at the week coming up and see that what can we predict based upon the information we have, stuff like that. I'm sure Abel will hook us up with a little bit of confidence rating as well. Because here's the deal, guys. I mean, it was being nice. He talked about how he once tried with Excel spreadsheets, and we had a little exchange amongst each other on some chats about he's like who's the PGF stats guy. And at first I thought about doing the Last Dragon, Leroy, I am type thing, but then I said no, I'm gonna set him up. I'm gonna okay, I'm gonna give who's the master. I'm show enough to allow him to have the Leroy I am moment. And sadly, folks, Abe is too young. He's not seen The Last Dragon, but we'll fix that. But go ahead.
I'll watch it this weekend.
There we go. It's on your to-do list. You have homework, my friend. But here's the point: is that Abe, a true data analytics guy, we'll be doing our stats, and he's going to be here reporting it to you on the Egghead Scramble podcast. So look forward to that. What do you think about that, Abe?
I love it. You like it. I love it. I'm excited, looking forward to it. Grateful for the opportunity to share, because I thought, like, I kind of was like kind of down sometimes about substats. I was like, man, nobody cares about data and jiu-jitsu, blah, blah, blah. But then, I just kept it going and just kept pressing buttons on Instagram. You asked what I'm doing earlier on Instagram. I'm honestly just like pressing buttons and just like posting stuff that I think is catchy, but I need to hire like a teenager to help me out or something.
No, we could probably all get those. I'm sure you get the same Instagram ads I do for the influencer or the producer type stuff. Maybe we should all take those things.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing: you have content that's good, that's great, even, and I look forward to it as far as like analyzing the PGF, giving us intel. I look forward to it as getting us to the next level of like really sports analysis as far as commentary and stuff like that. It's gonna be a great thing. I look forward to it a lot.
Sir, same here. No, it's I'm glad there's other jiu-jitsu nerds that are interested in the data like I am, because it's important, right? Like that famous quote, like, if you don't measure it, you can't manage it. I think Peter Drucker said that, and it's true. Like, you don't watch your weight, you're gonna get fat. You don't watch your P&L, you're gonna lose money. And jiu-jitsu, like, you spend a lot of time doing this crazy martial art, the gentle art. So why just like show up to class or just trust what your professor says? Like, use data, like, to really know how you're going to get better.
No, 100%. I mean, Drucker's a great guy to quote. I think it's the Hawthorne effect about like what you measure will improve, or Hawthorne, one of those two. Pardon me, but completely agree. The point is like caring about the numbers matters, and you're really poised to take us to the next level of like really diving into the numbers, and I look forward to that, because honestly, me and my Excel spreadsheets, we're limited. I mean, I could do databases and stuff like that, but my computer engineering background is from back when the Buffalo roamed 23 years ago. So I've been doing some other stuff since then, and knocking the rest off those gears. It might take a little too long, so we'll see. I'd much rather, have my fellow crayon eating recruiter brethren that does this stuff. Let you take over and take us to the next level. I appreciate it, Abe.
Yeah, happy to do it.
So, and I apologize, it's because we've been interrupted by kids and dogs, etc. As far as your next big thing, have you had a chance to talk about that yet?
Yeah. So I can share again. I can show what I've been developing, or what I'm having my developer make for me, because final thing is PGF draft board. This is going to be more filled out as the qualifiers come in. Definitely have some more data to tweak here. Last thing I want to say about this is, like, I've been also comparing the qualifier events. So this is a King of Subs qualifier versus the Alabama Twisters. You're able to see a breakdown here to show you, like, how I guess, to answer your earlier question, it's like the competition of each qualifier. Just like there's 20, both of these events had very high finishes, but Alabama Twisters just squeaked ahead with 3 more fast finishes. And if we want to change it up some more, we can do Las Vegas Kings. And Las Vegas Kings have less matches and, of course, less finishes here. So the jiu-jitsu delivered more action overall. Then I just have a fun little predictor tool for everyone that's in the qualifier. I'm just like pressing up buttons to see, who can win. And
Nice.
Then the last thing here that I want to show is, still have a lot to do right here, but this has been like my vision and my dream. It's going to be like, I want Substats to be like the ESPN of grappling data analytics, right? So what I'm building out here, I'm having my developer build out, is going to be like a total AI engine. But this part right here, I'm going to have a specific PGF view, because the PGF is so unique in its rule set and the data that we're collecting. Mm-hmm. I want to have a dedicated portion for my end to analyze the data right here. But how that's going to look is, a lot of this needs some more up tweaking here, but I see for the last ADCC Open in Charlotte, you can have like a breakdown of matches, submissions. Right here, you can have an AI. I'm having AI generate the story event right here, and all this is going to be same thing for the PGF as well. Once that side is done, so the AI generator is going to make an event right here. We're going to give like a report breakdown. So like you would see in a blog or like a post event,
Nice.
gives you the breakdown, all of this right here.
Sure.
I have matchmaking as well, so to help those promoters out as well. Then I have right here where you're able to see grapplers. You go to the ratings right here. So here you can see grapplers by their ELO scores. So it's got Joao Paulo do Nascimento. You're able to see his ranking, his datas, and all that. So this is more to come on this in the near future. And you can also see his stats chart right here. Still not exactly 100%, but I'll be getting there. But yeah, so more to come on this in the next couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, there's only about a month until the draft for the PGF, February 4th, coming at you live from parts unknown, perhaps Las Vegas. If you have your system built before then, that would be huge. Maybe a week before then. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm pushing it. My developer, he's in Brazil. So I mean, he doesn't speak good English. So I mean, I talk to him in Portuguese whenever I need to, but he's working on it for me, and he knows exactly where I want to take this.
Oh, it's well, you know Portuguese.
I speak Portuguese. I learned last year in like 8 months. I went to Rio. My wife and I went to Rio last February. So almost a year ago, and then I started in June, and then Spanish helps. So, I picked up Portuguese pretty good.
Outstanding. Okay. Well, I think, we usually try to keep these about 30 minutes long. I usually fail at that. I think we've announced that you're going to be a part of the Egghead Scramble podcast during the PGF regular season for sure. We've talked about all the great things you're doing with substats and what's coming down the pipe. What else do the fans need to know about you besides following the QR code that's on the screen and following you at Substats?
Yeah, so as far as I didn't get to show it today, but if you're an individual grappler out there that wants to have their data analyzed for themselves, sign up for a portal at Substats. You can do like a free 14-day trial, minimum couple one or two matches, analyze some data for you, and if you want to continue on, we have different packages that help you analyze your data. We have a chat bot that's going on as well. So yeah, and then as far as me as an individual, I can't grapple right now as much as I can because I'm injured, but I'm all in on the data, and anyone that wants to reach out to me and have their data analyzed or just ask any questions, please reach out. I love jiu-jitsu. I love this crazy data stuff idea that I came up with. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm looking forward to coming on the podcast more often and being the data guy for the PGF, hopefully.
There you go. So, I mean, we're not gone yet, so I haven't lost the opportunity. Would you like to go and preview what you can do for an individual with your subsets?
Yeah, absolutely. Please. Thank you.
Well, I mean, shit, we're not gone. We're all still here, hopefully. So let's do it. Let's not take the missed opportunity. Let's show what you can do for folks.
Yeah. So here is this is for Miss Lyle. He's up in Minnesota. He's one of my Substats sponsored grapplers. Promo code Missile for 10% off. It's a MILSA. So right here, this is all of his data for past 11 matches. So for his past 11 matches, he has 73% win rate. He's 1-8, drop 3. Most of his finishes come from submissions. He likes to pull guard and go for legs, so you see that a lot here in his data. His overall submission success is like the moves that he attacks that are submission based, just under 30%. So he'll pump those numbers up. He hasn't been submitted in any of his matches. He stops everything here.
Nice.
His top offensive move is guard pull. He's a guard puller, likes to grab your legs. He's a feet guy, I guess. And since he likes to pull guard and be on bottom a lot, he's going to face a lot of guard pass attempts. So that's what he sees the most
Yeah.
here. And then going to his latest report right here, how this breaks down is he had one heel hook, he had 4 defensive threats. This was just a super fight match, so probably not.
So I guess basically you're breaking down the data for the grappler. I mean, like one of the things, like a lot of great coaches say, you need to record yourself and watch yourself.
Yeah.
But you're not just doing that. You're you're allowing them to watch themselves, but you're like, no kidding, objectively putting together the data.
Yeah.
Or
So
data, whichever you want to say. Yeah, but
data depends. I say I don't know. I can barely speak in language, so I just say one or the other. But here it's like so here it's like so what are the most important things grab, like how many finishes do you get, right? So I broke down like for these matches he had straight ankle lock, of course he does, and Ezekiel choke. What the match types were, his win-loss ratio.
sure.
Then it breaks down by offensive move analysis, and it gives you like a key takeaway. So for these matches, chest is chest, pins. So he was able to pin a lot, which means he was on top most of the time for this set. How many offensive moves that he attempted? He tried to guard pull it a bunch of times, of course. And then it breaks down his defensive move analysis. So how many moves did he just successfully defend? He almost got his back taken 3 times. He stopped it all 3 times. Same thing with his guard pass. He stopped 2 body locks. And then how many moves that he how many moves defensively his opposition attempted. So 7 attempts for 6, so 30% of less than 30% of all moves. And then it gives him like a final breakdown, a final analysis and recommendation. So if you see here, it's talking about he was very proficient in his guard manipulation, utilizing butterfly guard, strong defensive guard tactics, and something that we also added up here was a chatbot here. So it might take a little second to roll, but just going to type in randomly off the top of my head, how can I better finish ankle locks? Can't spell either. So you ask the question here, and then it's going to produce a response whenever it does. But yeah, I guess all in all, what this Abe shows the grappler, it's like, how am I doing offensive, defensively, and what can I do to better improve myself? This was like sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Like I'm saying, it's like an objective coach. So a good coach can tell you what's going on. But like if somebody actually like breaks down your film for you, that's huge. Because like if you see your film yourself, I mean, denial isn't just a river in Egypt. You say, it's because this. Like Abe says, whatever. Here's the numbers. Here's why Dustin Poirier needs to stop pulling guillotines. It just don't work. Type of situation,
Right.
and maybe if he had you or his coaches had you in their back pockets, like, here's the numbers, brother. I know you love doing it. Just stop.
Yeah, and it's and people. I mean, people don't want to hear about their ugly baby, right? But it's just like you kind of like, hey, like, and also this can also tell you that like, what am I doing that works well, or surprising that I didn't know. So before I messed up my leg, I was analyzing my data, and like 10 out of like 13 of my finishes were like from close guard, triangle, or armbar. And I'm like, like I prefer to wrestle and I like to do that. So, but I ended up on bottom, and that's how I was finishing more. So it's like, maybe, so that opened the idea like, okay, I need to go more on this route than what I always want to do. And also, like, my team, we'll watch your matches and analyze the data for you. So all you need to do is sign up for an account, get your videos somehow, drop it in the portal or however you can get it, and you log in your portal or have a report, and then that's how you know over time across the years, because it's like how we get better at things. It's like doing things consistently over time. And if you track your data consistently over time, then for sure, like, I'm getting better, or I suck, or I still suck. Yeah. Oh yeah, can you hear me?
No, 100% correct. I agree. The idea is that, like, you know what, like I said, you take out the subjective nature of of your analysis. You take the subjective nature of perhaps your friends looking at you saying, "Oh, you did so great," etc. All that stuff. It's all out the window because the data or the data is the data. I mean, is what it is. So one of the things that Abe and his team will do is they'll take your data from watching matches and they'll make it into information, stuff you can actually use to train around, to build upon. So hey, you know what? Shoot, I don't like ankle locks, but dang, I sure do get a lot of ankle locks. Maybe I should focus a little bit more on getting, to my entries to ankle locks or what have you. They can reveal things that you won't see because you have your subjective bias. But the thing is, the numbers don't lie. And Abe is here to help you analyze those numbers and to make those numbers not lie. So, we'll figure it all out. And hey, I'm excited. Also, my producer CJ wanted to point out that we're both excited because our Sprouts, we finally found Once Upon a Coconut chocolates there. So, Abe, you'll be at the PGF this season, I'm sure, at least once. And I'm telling you right now, these Once Upon a Coconut like chocolates right here, this is like Smokes in jail, man. I mean, the old story, like this is how you make things happen. Hey, brother, I need you to do XYZ. What you got? I get you a chocolate coconut, and boom, things happen. I'm telling.
So,
It's kind of like Rippets back in the sandbox, man.
is that like chocolate water? What is?
It's coconut water, but
Okay.
with chocolate.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, once you have one of these, it's gonna be dangerous. I technically, I'll say right now, I think me and Brandon McCaffrey, the commission, both prefer the energy version of Once Upon a Coconut. They got their regular. I'll tell you right, the regular is probably the best coconut water I've had. Just regular coconut water. These are a sinful little delicious treat that everyone fights for. I mean, actually, because I love TJ DeSantis, my fellow commentator, I usually try to, as soon as I get there, which is usually one of the first guys, I try to hide a packet just for him in our commentary area. But it's, I'm telling you right now, go to Sprouts or look it up online. It's money.
I'll try it.
I'm telling you, it's delicious. So, Abe, I think we've covered what we need to cover. We're in about 50 minutes, which is like, danger zone for me. Again, last chance, tell people where they can follow you, where they can find your app or your, your services. Tell people all that stuff, and then we'll send you the green room.
Yeah, so definitely find me at substats.app. Email me at abebjj@substats.app, and you find my Instagram at sub_stats. So I'm reachable not anytime, but I'm reachable and I'm responsive.
Outstanding. Semper Fi, brother. I'll see you in the
Semper Fi,
green
thank
room
you.
afterwards.
See ya.
Stay on.
I will.
CJ. Sometimes you gotta nudge the producer. Hey boy, do your thing. So all right, guys. Here's the thing. Two qualifiers left. January 17th, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. The Philly Phenoms qualifier, Finishers MMA. It's gonna be exciting. All the Northeast guys. We always hear about all these great Northeast grapplers. And Matt Mash was pretty amazing last season. We had some other ones before, but like, this is your chance. It's in Bethlehem, PA. If you're in that area, get out there. Come on, guys. 24th of January, we will see the Kings in the Vegas qualifier. If you have a Vegas qualifier and you say, like, this is my path, God bless you. Maybe you should have been Marine too, because the Vegas qualifier is always fire. It's from everyone wants to come to Vegas. It's easy. It's a quick flight. The Vegas qualifiers can be fire, but don't be wusses. If that's your path, You didn't make Pasadena, California. Okay, let's go. So many San Diego folks, so many LA folks. That's an easy drive. I'll be driving from Vista. I'll be there. I'll see you there. Come on, guys. So hey, 2 chances left. January 17th, January 24th. Yeah, Abe's gonna be joining me here at Vegas on the 24th. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So again, guys, if you're a 175er and you want to be a part of this PGF, this is your chance. You show up to qualifier and you show out and you win, you're in the draft, period. That's the only way you get in the draft. The roster's all full otherwise. So you got 1 shot, like 8 Mile would say, or I guess 2 shots, January 17th, January 24th. Thank you for so much for checking in, and we'll be talking a whole lot more in the future. I have some breaking news about I have some possibly breaking news that will be coming out soon about the 4th franchise. I don't. Sometimes you just. So again, my producer is my eldest child because I'm a boomer. I'm actually Zennial, so he does things and does crazy things I don't know what he's talking about. But there's great news to come, so we shall see what happens. Hey, until then, guys, like every week, I'm going to try to give you at least 1 podcast. Honestly, because so much is coming so fast, I might be doing more than 1 a week because the man-child is here for J-term. All right, enough run the suck. PGF, it's coming soon. February 4th, the draft. January 17th, 24th, last 2 qualifiers. March 4th, we start, guys. And it's going to be 6 weeks of craziness every Wednesday. This is the best PGF, the best jiu-jitsu event promotion there is, period. Hey, guys, we don't have 20-pound brains, but I'm going to help you make up for that. Until then, see you next week.